it's Anna. Welcome back to my channel. And today I want to talk about library sales, give you some tips and tricks, and show you the haul I recently got from my most recent library sale that I went to, which I'm very impressed by this haul. And I think by following some of the own tips and tricks that I put in place, I was able to be pretty successful in that library haul. So my first tip is going to be following whatever libraries are even somewhat near you, making sure that you have your priority libraries that you go to. I know I have some of mine that I definitely look forward to their sales, and I'm very fortunate enough to be in an area where there are plenty of libraries that I'm able to go to. On that social media page, they should be posting about what events or what other library sales that they're having along the way, which leads me to my second tip. Make sure you figure out what type of library sale it is so you can be prepared and set a budget or a goal for yourself of what you want to accomplish in that sale. So the library that I go to sometimes has like $1 for a book sale. Sometimes they do a bag sale. I've been to libraries where it's like a quarter for a book. So everything kind of depends on what type of sale you have there. The sale I'm talking about today is a bag full of book sales, essentially, where you arrive, they give you a bag, and if you fill it, it is $5. So that is definitely something to keep in mind when you are looking at these sales, because obviously the books that I got here, because I got everything for essentially $10, is a little different than if I were to spend $1 or $2 on every single one of these books. So definitely know that when you're going into any of these book sales. The third tip I'm going to say, this might sound a little silly, but you should always get to a library sale early. The reason is, if you know what you're looking for or you know what you want, it is probably also something else that other people might want. So being able to get there early and be one of the first ones into the library sale door is a very, very smart move. I was 9th in line for this library sale, and I think that's part of the reason why I was so extremely successful with what I feel is a very good library sale haul. Luckily, if you get to a library early, there's always places to sit, right? You're gonna be able to scope out the exact room where it is a little bit early, and once you figure out where everything is, you can sit and read, right? No one's gonna blink an eye at you reading in a library, so I feel like it's a really, really convenient place for library sales to happen. My fourth tip for the library sale is to know where you're going once you're inside, right? If you have specific books that you're looking to find, you should just head straight to those sections when you're inside. I am a big young adult reader. There is one young adult table at this specific library sale that I've gone to. They set it up the same way every time, so I knew exactly where to go. If it's your first time at a library sale, definitely look at the signage. Just have an idea of where you want to at least start so you have a purpose for going somewhere. Whether you like the mass print paperbacks, trade paperbacks, children's books, young adult books in general, just know what you're looking for when you're going in there. Take a few minutes to think about what you're hoping to get from the library sale, because you never know what you're going to find at a library sale, but if you have an idea of where you can go, things can really, really surprise you. So for this library sale, I knew I wanted to go to the young adult section. That's what I was looking for, and I definitely picked up a lot of books very quickly. Note that the reason you're going early to a library sale is because if you go later in the day, there are probably books that you wanted that were already picked over. I feel like I was very lucky where I didn't see anybody else with a book that I wanted in their hand because I was so quick with it. My fifth tip is to be respectful to everyone around you and grant everybody some patience, because these library sales can get very, very crowded. So if you do see a book that you want, saying excuse me to somebody, right, so that you're able to grab it, not just like pushing through or anything like that, making sure that you're listening to the rules of the sale. Since this was a bag sale, I had brought my own bags with me, but it turns out I needed to use their pre-approved bags to put my books in. So that is what I did. I will say, side tip, bringing your own bags to any book sale I think is the best way to go, because then even if they do give you a pre-filled bag, sometimes it's only like a paper bag. And so having it kind of double bagged in your bag is really helpful if that original paper bag is tearing. And then lastly, my tip, make sure you have some cash on you. I feel like this can help you set a budget if you don't want to spend more than $5 or one bag, or if you don't want to spend more than like $20 at a $1 type book sale. Definitely have some cash on you. I think it makes it easiest, and have that cash in small bills, because I feel like a lot of people bring like 20s or something, and then the library is constantly breaking it, and they might not have enough change later in the day, or might not give you as fast of a checkout. So I always bring 5s with me if it is a $5 a bag deal, and then if I do go to a $1 to $2 a book sale, I try to bring as many singles as reasonably possible, but I will bring like a 5 or a 10 if I know I'm going to be wanting to buy that many books. So I got 25 books from this library sale, I think, but I had already put some in some little free libraries, so I only have 23 to show you, but I'm still really, really proud of these, and I'll tell you my rationale behind buying each one of these as I saw them in the young adult section. My personal goal for this library sale was 3 goals. The number 1 goal was to find books that I want to bedazzle, which is going to be a future video. So I wanted to find some cartoon covers. I was hoping for maybe some Emily Henry books that I could see, maybe some other books with some good cartoon covers. I feel like those are pretty easy to bedazzle. I would have loved to have found like One of Us is Dead by Geneva Rose to bedazzle that one. So that was my number one priority. My second goal was to find books to trade in Little Free Libraries. I thought that was a great way to kind of bolster up my bag because I do want to continue to trade in Little Free Libraries after posting my Little Free Library video. I had so much fun with that. And then the third goal that I had was to find one new book that I've wanted to read for a while. And I was able to complete all of these goals. Super, super happy. And I also got quite a few books that I want to read, not just one. Definitely over exceeded on that goal. Maybe I should have limited myself, but I ended up just filling 2 bags and I thought that was fine. I will say I did also buy some children's books for my sister and her reading group at this. So technically I bought 53 books for $10, which is a great deal. But in terms of the books that I have physically in front of me right now, I have 23 of them, which I still think is a great deal for $10. First up, we have the 5 books that I want to bedazzle. Don't know if I'm going to bedazzle all 5 of these realistically, but I really, really want to try. 3 of them are Emily Henry books. What can I say? That was such luck. I was just hoping to find one, but I found 3. This will really give me time to hopefully perfect my bedazzling. We have Happy Place, which I don't actually own the paperback for this, which I think is funny, but I want to try bedazzling this. We have Book Lovers by Emily Henry and People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. I also grabbed 2 Frida McFadden books that I already own, The Housemaid and The Coworker. I think both of these will bedazzle nicely, and I liked picking one that already has a sticker on it to try to bedazzle over the sticker. I feel like that could be really fun, and also to bedazzle over like this permanent sticker. So I'm really excited to get to that video. Hopefully soon you'll see it. Hopefully I'm successful. I don't know, but that is this specific stack. Then we have my stack of books for Little Free Libraries. First up, we have New Moon, which I think is a classic. I picked up Twilight, but I've already traded it. So this is going to go into like my Little Free Library suitcase that I keep in my car to trade books in and out of. We have the large print editions of Catching Fire and Mockingjay, which again, I want to put into the suitcase. However, I feel like these could be bedazzled books as well. So might also kind of keep them in between the 2 piles, but I think these could be great to leave in Little Free Libraries. We have my first copy of Legend by Marie Lu, which is an audiobook trophy, but I'm trading it in Little Free Libraries. You'll see later in this video why this is a Little Free Library trade instead of an audiobook trophy that I'm keeping. We have Crazy Rich Asians to trade. I feel like it's pretty popular book titles, so I thought it would be a good one to put in for Little Free Libraries. And then 2 books that I read in high school, Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close, and The Things We Carried. I thought they'd be fine Little Free Library picks. Then we have some hardcovers of books that I want to read, but not all of them are books that I want to read because one of them is actually an audiobook trophy of a book that I really enjoyed. So when I saw this, I was like, ooh, I definitely want to put this in my bag, fill it up, be able to keep it as a fun little trophy. So may the best man win. I believe I gave this like a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed this one, so I'm really happy to have a physical copy of it. We have the Heaven and Earth grocery store. This was Barnes & Noble's book of the year. Saw it at the library sale. I thought, ooh, this might be interesting to read. Did You Hear About Kitty Carr is a Reese's Book Club pick that I feel like I've seen quite a bit. I have a love-hate relationship with Reese's Book Club, so I wanted to give this one a try. These 2 I picked up because they actually didn't have the library cover over them, so I thought it would be fun to get these books just in my rotation. So we have Mame and One of Our Kind. This book retails for $28, as does this one. So together you have $56 just between these 2 books that I was able to get in a library sale where I got a bunch of books for $10. So you can definitely find really good finds at library sales if you show up early, know what you're looking for, set those goals for yourself. I think you can be really successful. Then we have my stack of paperbacks, and I feel like each one of these has a little bit of an interesting story. I picked up Stranded. I already own Stranded. I think I want to try and gift this to my book club. So I bought this second book and I just need to buy a third one, and then everyone in our in-person book club will be able to get a copy of Stranded for my pick for December. So I picked it up at the Little Free Library to not spend the retail amount on it, but I do already own this. One by One by Frida McFadden is a Frida book I have not read, so finding 3 Frida books I feel like is fantastic at a library sale, so I'm really proud of that. Scythe is a book that I have wanted to read for so long. I don't even care if it's not in like 100% the best condition. I'm so happy to have this book. This was like a gold mine find for me. I feel like I always keep an eye out for this book, and to actually find it at the library sale, I was like very amped to have it. I think this was one of the first books I pulled, so I knew it was going to be a good day based on that. We have the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition of Babel. I am nervous to read this book. I am not the biggest dark academia girly, but I really want to try to read this because so many people talk about how important this book is. So I definitely wanted to pick up the copy. Now I have no excuse not to read it, and I think I'm gonna actually buddy read it with someone, that would be really fun if that still happened. After I Do by Taylor Jenkins Reid, I feel like I've just seen so many good things about Taylor Jenkins Reid and then so many controversial things that I was like, well, I'm buying it secondhand, so I'm not supporting the author if I'm still interested. I'm not really sure. So I picked this one up. But again, another big name author that I was able to find at this library sale. So I think overall it was a good find. And then the final book is Legend by Marie Lu. I did not realize I picked up 2 copies. I got that excited. So now one's going to go in a little free library and one is an audiobook trophy for me. What can I say? I wish I could give you a tip on how to not black out at library sales, but I'm not there yet. I'm not at that point. I think I need to go to a few more to give you tips on how to not just like completely forget everything that you buy. So those are my library sale tips and tricks. That was my library haul. I was super excited by so many of the finds. I feel very grateful. If you go to a library sale, let me know if you have any more tips and tricks or if you used any of the tips and tricks from this video to make your next library sale a really out of the park success. That's it from me today. I'm gonna go start reading one of these library books. Realistically though, I'm probably gonna start bedazzling a book if I'm being honest. So I'll see you in the next one, and don't forget to keep on reading.